to Halloween, it's kind of close to Christmas, and we are closer to summer than we were yesterday, so that's a plus. We got an action-packed episode including special guests Randy Jackson and Michael Cera here on MU180. Welcome back. Randy Jackson and Michael Cera could not be here. We start with breaking news out of McCormick Hall, where the mystery meat of the day has been identified. Sources say that it is, in fact, pork. Until 10:30 p.m. tonight, you can get the pork with your option of soggy rice, soggy green beans, or potato tasting circles. That sounds really good. It was Parents' Weekend a couple weekends ago at Marquette. Parents swarmed the campus looking for discounts at the student store and some free tours. Students were excited for the option to have their parents bring them free food and items they had forgotten at home. Students said they enjoy Parents' Weekend as long as the parents leave by 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday nights. We now move over to a story about my Parents' Weekend because they came for Parents' Weekend. My birthday is coming up in a few weeks, and they agreed that I could get the new iPhone 5S. So now we are going to go on a little rant here about why I hate Apple right now. This is the third weekend. It was the third weekend that the new iPhone had been available, and I will preface my rant by letting you know that I currently own the iPhone 4. Not the 4S, but the 4. I don't even have Siri on the thing. So, third weekend, this new phone has been available. So I have bypassed all the initial craziness, right? No. I go to the Apple Store and stroll right on in. There's an Apple Store worker there to greet me and ask me what she can help me with today. I'm already excited because sometimes you have to go on an endless search just to find an employee ready to help you. I tell her that I want to buy the new iPhone 5S in a really nice tone of voice too. We run into our first problem in the process right now. She looks at me right in the eyes and tells me we don't have any, none, not one model, not one color, zero, nada, zip. Okay, Apple, your supply chain sucks. But I have a backup plan. I will order one online. So I go to Apple's website. It allows me to get the color I want and the data I want. Except now we run into our second problem. I am under my mom's contract, and therefore the phone has to be sent to my address in California. Okay, so now we run into our third problem. We have a P.O. box because we live in a wacky town with no mailboxes, and the iPhone cannot ship to a P.O. box, so instead they have to send it to a store, and then you have to go and pick it up. So my mom says that she'll go to the store, pick it up, and send it to me. Well, now we run into our fourth problem. None of the stores will let you pick it up, which makes me wonder why that is an option in the first place. So now I've run out of options. Essentially, Apple does not want me to buy the new iPhone. And the reason why I dislike Apple so much, because they know that I am not going to go buy a different phone. I am just going to have to wait for this new iPhone to be available and then get my hands on it. So there are 2 points of this story. First, this would have never happened if Steve Jobs were around. And second, a great example of first world problems. All right, now we move on to the Marquette 3, where we count down the top 3 reasons to answer a question about Marquette. This week's question, why isn't Walgreens open 24 hours a day at 16th and Wisconsin? At number 3, it's because Walgreens doesn't want to deal with drunk students coming into the store obnoxiously walking around just to not buy anything. Can you imagine if Walgreens became the new drunk hangout instead of Doghouse? I mean, that'd be pretty interesting. At number 2, Walgreens would love to stay open 24 hours, but none of their employees want to work the late shifts and threaten to all quit. Those sassy cashiers at Walgreens refuse to help who's next if it is past 9 p.m. And at number 1, Walgreens is the sole supplier of your needs on campus. You can buy it from Walgreens or you can not buy it at all. My theory is that when CVS opens at 14th and Wells for next year, they will open 24 hours, and then Walgreens will be open 24 hours as well to combat with them. So hurry up, CVS. I need to do my shopping at around 4:15 in the morning, my prime time. Well, fall break was this past weekend, and the campus was dead. So quiet. It was me and 100 of my closest friends as the only people left on campus. It'd be like walking into the AMU right after your 11 a.m. class gets out and seeing that it was empty. It was like calling a limo on a snowing negative 30-degree Friday night at 11 p.m. and 2 empty ones show up. It was like going to the Marquette versus UW-Madison basketball game 2 minutes before tip-off and getting into the lower bowl. It was like going to Schrader for dinner on a Sunday night around 6:15 and there was no line for chicken parm. It was like going to the library during finals week and having your choice at table with plenty of open outlets. You get my point. Fall break was dead. Well, we are just 256 days away from the 4th of July. When we come back, we will go to Kate, our field reporter, who is outside of Party City with more information. We'll be right back. Well, we were going to go to Kate outside of Party City, but unfortunately she was caught for soliciting, was tased, and is now in jail. So hopefully she gets out soon. I'll be going out after the show to help bail her out. We now head over to David with our really exciting sports report.
So sorry about Kate. But anyway, what is up, Marquette? I am your favorite Mexican athletic sportsman, David Chavez, and welcome to another week of sports. So Sunday I went to the Notre Dame USC game. It was pretty awesome. Notre Dame won 14-10 and played pretty well. Only bad thing is our average talented quarterback went out in the third quarter, and so it was up to the backup QB to win. I honestly thought I was going to have a heart attack. The kid literally couldn't complete a pass to save his life. How can a kid be there for 4 years and still not know how to throw a football? It's whatever, though. They won, and I was happy. While I was there, I found out that the Tigers lost 5-2 and were knocked out of the playoffs. It's just frustrating because they were up 5-0 in Game 2, and they blew that game. They left so many points on base in Game 5, and then we lost because of a grand slam in Game 6. Detroit, newsflash, it's the playoffs. You're 1 round from the World Series. You can't make mistakes. It's just terrible being a Detroit sports fan. The Tigers and Red Wings can't come through during the playoffs. The Lions always suck, and the Pistons are just a dumpster fire. I mean, they are horrible. So that's my life. Now here are some scores for the week. Starting with college football, Louisville lost to UCF 35-38. Finally, people can finally realize that Louisville isn't good and can get on with their lives. Clemson lost to Florida State 51-14. Okay, the QB for Florida State is so good. I mean, the kid does incredible things on the field. Like, he's just amazing. Over to the NFL now. I think the Chiefs won and the Packers might have won too. I don't know. Who cares? NFL sucks. Okay, over to the MLB. The Cardinals beat the Dodgers to advance to the World Series. Not going to talk about the Tigers. So now it's for the bizarre sport of the day. This week's sport is chess boxing. Yeah, chess boxing. Literally, the name says it. It's chess boxing. Not exactly sure how to win, but there's a 2-minute boxing match, and then the players have a 4-minute chess match. Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's all for this week. Good night, Marquette, and happy chess boxing.
Well, you would say that the NFL sucks, David, being a Lions fan. So we now move on over to the weather. Apparently, over fall break, the bipolar Midwest weather gods have decided to turn off the heat in Milwaukee and start pumping the AC. It is cold. It is getting windy. And by next week, we could have snow. I'm not kidding. We could have snow next week. And now, all you people that just said, oh, I just love when it's the fall. It's my favorite season, can endure runny noses and a heavy winter jacket. The Marquette residence halls certainly got the memo by turning on the heat, and as we all know, the residence hall's temperature is never right. When you get to Hambus, it's hotter than the Sahara Desert. And then when it gets to the winter, They pump the heat on full blast and keep it hotter than the Sahara Desert. I have to keep my window open to combat the heat in the dorm, and I have set my heat to the off position in my room. So it's literally coming in from the hallway. And of course, when the weather outside gets disgusting, Marquette, along with the sun, go into seclusion for several months. You only see people at one of 3 times. You see them on your way to class, on the way from class, and standing on the side of the road on Kilbourne Street on Friday and Saturday nights. That's it. There is one silver lining, though, that is getting cold outside. We are a little over 2 months away from Christmas and less than 2 months away from winter break. Thank goodness. I am going to go back to California, and I'm going to enjoy my 65-degree winters where we all bundle up and search for firewood to endure the harsh temperatures. Well, that's it for the weather. If you want to know what it's going to be like tomorrow, go look outside your window. After this commercial break, we'll be back with the always interesting social report and what you can do to make your Halloween a good one. Just kidding, we're not going to do that. We now turn it over to Priscilla with some more tips for our freshmen. Take it away.
Thanks, Zach. Welcome back, students and fellow loser freshmen. Since last week was midterms, I thought I would briefly reflect on my experience. Now, being a newbie to this whole midterms thing, I completely underestimated its difficulty level. I was like, oh, theology, it'll be a breeze, it won't be that hard. Yeah, I was really sadly mistaken. Here's an example of how my quiz went. Question 1. Please paraphrase every book in the New Testament and then translate it from Latin and then chronicle Jesus' life, including a detailed animation. After reading this, I naturally sobbed for about 35 minutes, then wrote, haha, IDK, LOL, Jesus was great, and then ran out of Cudahy like a bat out of hell. My other midterms went relatively well. I gave a wink to my TA in hopes it would help with my horrid essay, and then I complimented my English teacher on her non-existent haircut in the hopes my flattery would boost my falling GPA. Anyway, it's depressing, so let's move on. After a quick hiatus, we have all returned from fall break, refreshed and renewed, and if I'm speaking for myself, 5 pounds heavier thanks to my mom's cooking. And although most of us went home for fall break, some students did remain on campus. So I took the time in the elevator to interview a freshman boy who stayed in the dorms. I asked him, I was like, oh, what did you do this weekend with your free time? And he said, nothing. And then I informed him that he wasn't missing out because that's exactly what I did. And then he ran out of the elevator on the wrong floor and didn't look back. And I was like, classic me, making friends wherever I go. So being a freshman and going home isn't all it's cracked up to be. Coming home for fall break it kind of sucks. I was like, oh, I don't know about the rest of you, but I sat in a gray outfit for 5 days eating raw cookie dough with a spoon. People were like, oh, you gain weight in college during school. And I was like, freshman 15 and other cliches. But no, the truth is, you gain all the weight when you come home and you haven't seen actual food in about 2 months, and so you just proceed to force feed yourself. And then, to top it all off, you think, oh, I deserve a break from my hectic and tiring schedule, so you lay in bed and only move to use the bathroom. Most of my friends probably took advantage of break to go visit other schools and socialize, but nope, not me. I rewarded myself from the workload of a comm major, yeah, I said it, the workload of a comm major, by moving from couch to couch, only to plug in my phone and charge my laptop for Netflix. Honestly, now that I think about it, fall break isn't really that different from my everyday life. Well, anyway, now that we're back to school and back to more social extravaganzas, all the stuff that I'm good at, God only knows what's in store for me with Halloween and then basketball season right around the corner. Uh-oh. Until then, wish me luck with my crippling social anxiety.
Thanks, Priscilla. The funny thing is, you actually may not know this, but all Priscilla's stories are true. She makes none of them up. So next week, we'll be venturing into the weird and creepy with our Halloween special. Don't get too creeped out now. Have a great week, Marquette.